Okay, so we all know what refineries do, right? They make the big stuff, gasoline, diesel. But what about everything else? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a secret journey, a transformation of something that's often completely overlooked.
I mean, think about it. We always focus on the main products, but have you ever stopped to wonder what happens to the lightest, almost invisible gases that come out of a refinery? We're talking about stuff that's way, way lighter than even gasoline.
Well, that's exactly what we're doing. We're going to follow these invisible byproducts on their incredible journey from, being just leftovers to becoming a super valuable resource. So let's start right at the beginning.
All right, Section 1. Our story kicks off deep inside the refinery, in its biggest, most important processing units. And this is where a little secret is being made, literally every single minute of the day.
You've got these massive units, the crude distillation unit, the cat cracker, the hydrocracker, and they're all churning out this jumble of super light hydrocarbon gases. It's not a main product, it's more like a side stream. Just imagine a big cloud of all these different tiny molecules mixed together. So let's meet the main players in this gas mix. You've got methane, that's C1, and ethane, C2. Now, if you look at the chart, their ultimate fate is pretty simple. They just become fuel for the refinery itself. Useful, but not super exciting. But then you have propane and butane, C3 and C4. Now, these are the ones we're really interested in. And right there, that's the big difference. Methane and ethane, they're practical. But propane and butane, that's where the money is. They are, without a doubt, a hidden treasure just sitting in that gas stream, waiting to be found. And that, my friends, is what kicks off our big hunt.
Okay, so we know the treasure is there. The big question is, how in the world do you actually find it and grab it? Well, you're going to need a very specialized mission and a very specific kind of hero to pull it off.
And here it is. Meet the hero of our story, the LPG recovery unit. This thing has one job, and one job only, to dive into that messy jumble of gases, find the propane and butane, and pull them out. It's all about separating the treasure from the less valuable stuff.
And what do we call this treasure once we've got it? It's called LPG. That stands for liquefied petroleum gas. It's really just the fancy industry name for the mix of propane and butane that we're working so hard to capture.
Now, every good hero needs a secret weapon, right? And for our LPG recovery unit, that weapon is a pretty cool one. It's a special kind of absorbent oil, and in the business, they call it lean oil. And this is a great way to think about it. On one side, you've got lean oil. Think of it like a really, really hungry sponge, just dying to soak up propane and butane. Then, after it does its thing, it becomes rich oil. It's full, totally saturated with all those valuable molecules it just snatched up. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're heading right into the heart of the unit to see how this great separation actually happens. The whole thing really breaks down into 4 key steps. You've got compression and cooling, then absorption, then stripping, and you finish with fractionation. So let's take a walk through them one by one. All right, step 1. The gas mix coming in from the rest of the refinery is usually pretty hot and not under much pressure. So the first thing we have to do is run it through some big compressors and then cool it way down. This is all about getting the gas into the perfect state for the most important step, which is coming up next. Step 2, absorption. Now this is where the real magic happens. Picture this. You have a super tall tower called the absorber. Our hungry lean oil gets pumped in at the top and trickles all the way down. At the same time, the mixed gas is flowing up from the bottom. And as they pass each other, the lean oil is like a magnet, specifically grabbing onto the heavier propane and butane molecules. The lighter guys, methane and ethane, they just slip right past and float out the top to be used as fuel gas. Pretty clever, huh? Okay, so now our oil is officially rich, but it's not perfect yet. It might have a few stray methane or ethane molecules still hanging on. So for step 3, we send this rich oil to another tower, a stripper, or sometimes a deethanizer. Here, we gently heat it up just enough to strip away those last little bits of unwanted gas. It's all about making sure our final product is as pure as possible. And that brings us to the final step, fractionation. Our rich oil, now loaded with only our treasure, goes into a couple more towers. First up is the debutanwizer. Its job is to separate out the butane. Then, what's left, the oil and propane mix, goes to a depropaneizer,
which, you guessed it, separates out the propane. And just like that, you have pure streams of both products. And our oil, it's now lean again and ready to go back to work.
And this is the really brilliant part of the whole design. Once that lean oil has dropped off its treasure, it's not thrown away. Nope, it gets sent right back to the start of the process to grab some more. It's a continuous, incredibly efficient closed loop. So, we've just walked through a pretty complex industrial process. But so what? Why does any of this matter to you and me? Well, let's connect this hidden refinery secret to our actual everyday lives. That LPG that we worked so hard to recover, it's everywhere. It's the fuel in your barbecue grill. It's what heats a lot of homes. In many parts of the world, it's a really common fuel for cars. And, this is a big one, it's a key ingredient, a feedstock for the petrochemical industry. It's the very building block for plastics, like polypropylene. Which brings us right back to the big idea here. The LPG recovery unit. It isn't just another piece of factory equipment. It's so much more than that. It is the gateway that takes a low-value byproduct, something that could almost be considered waste, and transforms it into a cornerstone of the entire global energy market. It's the perfect example of turning waste into worth. And you know, that's a really powerful thought, isn't it? This whole super sophisticated process exists for one reason: to find value where it was once hidden. It really makes you wonder, what other hidden value is out there just waiting to be discovered in the things we call waste today?